Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Galactic Civilizations 4, where the latest DLC has just dropped, Federations and Empire, and oh boy does it add a whole bunch of new stuff to the game. So let's jump in and check it out. We have to choose a new species. We're going to go in with the Luxar Dominion, I think. I don't think we have a win with the Luxar, so let's do this. We have Telepathy. Unlocks the Pandemonium Executive Order and the Serenity Executive Order. We are Paranoid for an extra 25% to HP to all of our ships within our zone of control, and an extra 25% to all of our weapons. This also gives us Molecular Fabrication, Industrial Replication, and Predictive Trust Modeling Tech. We start off with a probe and a colony ship, a flagship. Our cultural focus is collectivism, which we won't be doing, by the way, with the new government system, which we'll talk about in just a moment. We'll be ignoring this entirely. And we are crystalline, meaning we need Prometheon to get some growth. Now, we do get a nice high bonus to Diligence, Intelligence, and Resolve. But of course, our growth is going to be a little bit weak to kick things off. We are clever, however, we get plus 10% to Research. Militant for an extra 30 control. That will be important. Our soldiering, kind of bad, at negative 15%. We are rich, however, we get an extra 10% income, and we are courageous, meaning we have plus 20% to our planetary defenses. Our starting homeworld is Geode, and we like mountainous types. For our settings, we're going to go on Genius, so we can just explore some of these new settings without too much pressure, but a little bit of a challenge. Game pacing and research rates will all be normal. Random, minor races and hostile entities. Civilization proximity, not too close. Galaxy size, medium. Binary sectors, normal sector layouts. Hyperlanes will be frequent. Star frequency set to common, and everything else random over here. Habitable planets, extreme planets, and resources. For our advanced settings, the usual. We will be able to trade technologies, but not broker. AI will surrender, and we will leave on all victory conditions, but if the AI is winning by prestige, I reserve the right to switch that off. Unlikely, however. We have a new option here that I've never noticed before for the Galaxy. There's the procedural Galaxy default settings, but there's a couple of pre-made maps. There's a 4-player Galaxy map, for example, a 6-player, and a 2-player map that you can play around with if you play this game multiplayer. Let's reset this, actually. Thank you. Medium Galaxy size. Everything else looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and get into it. We'll put everybody as, like, random. Would still like an ability for us to make it so that we can maybe not have custom races turn up when we're doing random, just core. But that hasn't been implemented yet, and maybe never will be. Okay, the Luxar Dominion memories remain. The Luxar are born with the gift of telepathy, but not all are gifted with equal power. Meladine, the most powerful telepath, detected life across the universe beyond her solar system. They initially explored their sector of the universe in peace. Unfortunately, the Luxar encountered irradiated life forms. The first contact turned violent. Millions of the Luxar were lost in combat and to slow decay. The survivors forged the Luxar Dominion. Since that first interstellar conflict, the Luxar Dominion have strived to be at the forefront of arms development to ensure their safety. Okay, we are in the very center of the map, which should mean some very interesting things for us going forward. Now, Geode as a system does start off with just the one planet, no other small worlds. We do have asteroids, which is great, and we'll always start off with a Prometheon and Thulium. Very useful. For our opening moves, our probe will just sort of meander in the direction that has the most yellow stars, sort of like this chain over here of 3 yellow stars. This is our first priority. Our colony ship doesn't really have anything to do just yet, but we'll maybe trail along behind our probe in the hopes that it finds something. Our capital ship, our flagship here, will go on surveying. Down on the planet, let's see what we have to work with. We have precursor nanites for extra manufacturing and a penumbral beacon. Unfortunate, we did not get a Prometheon stone, which would have been ideal. We have a little bit of research, maybe a research cluster up here. A military tile with +2 manufacturing adjacency around it. So maybe there's something we can do here. Manufacturing, just may turn all of this into manufacturing, fill this spot in eventually. Maybe is a thing to do. Now with this crystal core here, gives us culture points per month, a bunch of culture points, raises our population cap, and has +3 levels adjacency to everything around it, which is good. We kind of want this maybe right here. And I'm kind of thinking a culture game, and there's some culture stuff that we can do up here. I like this spot very much for our crystal core. This crystal core, however, will spawn shards across the world upon completion. I think it's two shards that it's going to spawn, and we're going to try to gimmick this. These shards will give us approval, and it will also give us, I believe, +1 manufacturing. We want to be very careful where we put this down. I think it also gives... Is it +1 manufacturing? I think it's +1 manufacturing. So we kind of want those shards going in very specific places. They're good, but we don't need them landing on very important and key tiles. So we're just going to block in the entire map and try to game where those things pop up. I think we get 2 of them. Doesn't say how many. Just says shards. But I think it's 2. It's possibly 3. It's possibly 3. But okay, so where do we want those to spawn? I think if we're doing manufacturing here, having one spawn in this location is probably good. So we'll free up this tile to give a +1 manufacturing bonus here. And we can use this tile for something. And possibly another one here could be good. Or right here. I'm fine with it being right here. So hopefully those will give a bit of manufacturing down here. Our main manufacturing center is up this way. We'll get this penumbral beacon and it'll free up a military tile for us to do something with. I think this is okay. Research up this way and maybe influence, a little influence corner up there. Something like that to start off. While we're here, let's also change our citizens over to being... I like that we've got some scientists nice and early. If they're particularly intelligent, 5 intelligence is pretty good, 5% research. We'll leave our scientists. We will make everybody else workers. You're just a +4, but that's fine. We'll make everybody else workers. Excellent. Approval's kind of low at the moment. That's going to change the moment this finishes. All right, for our first research, we have colonial policies right off the rip. You'll love to see it. Let's go ahead and get that in. Our executive orders are interesting. We have draft colonists, which we will probably use. We have serenity, which allows us to boost growth, approval, or increase our influence, which is very nice. We have a lot of control, by the way, to spend. Research inspiration here allows us to change what technologies are available in our breakthroughs. Useful. I would prefer just straight, actual research, but that's okay. Telescope takeover classic. We might actually do that right away to sort of guide where our probe is going. I still think this is fine, but if we can get these 2 stars over here, or possibly these down here, as these are much closer and may influence. If we have a good planet around this, it could be our very first settle. So let's go ahead and scan here. We have found the Terrans. They are right next door. Holy, well, that's very interesting. That's very, very interesting. Now we can check out the AI bonuses on this difficulty. It's only +5 to their manufacturing with an extra 20% to their minerals. A 33% boost to their technology, a 33% boost to their income, still no boost to influence based on difficulty. Earth, the jewel of the universe. Never noticed that. Earth is a jewel of the universe. Wait a minute. Okay, it seems like all of your starting planets are jewels of the universe. Nice. Their ships. We can see your ship just a second there, buddy. AI difficulty is an extra 25%, it looks like, to weapons. No bonus to their HP that I can see. We used to be able to see their movement bonuses, but I don't see any bonuses to their movements. Interesting. I wonder if they've changed. Can I not hold shift to lock the tooltip? Select it. Hold shift to lock the tooltip. Hold shift to lock the tool. Start off. Let's go and make a probe. We'll open up with the second probe since we're right out in the open. And I think that'll do for our starting moves. We also have print money, which we might do. It's -10% approval for a long time, 12 turns, and emergency speed for an extra +2 moves, which we might actually use as well, seeing as we are going to be competing heavily with the Terrans for resources. Of course, the Terrans get a beautiful world over here. The soul system is incredible. Smooth-skinned biped stares back at us from the view screen, wearing some kind of lightly ceremonial garb. It jabbers in a short series of unintelligible grunting sounds. Bunga bunga. Fake a smile and nod. Sure. Okay. We have our very first policy. We could go for influence growth and approval. The extra culture point per month, I think, is what we're going to open with. I really would like to get this influence growth growing, especially since we're in the center of the map. Again, if we could culture flip the Terrans, that would be incredible. So I think we will. Let's just get that going nice and early. We'll drop our taxes all the way down for the maximum amount of approval we can possibly muster. That's going to raise our science and manufacturing, as currently we're getting 86% of whatever resources our planet is generating. We also have without slumber, which is very good, minus approval for an extra bit of manufacturing, which can help us get our infrastructure up and running and produce some ships a little bit faster. Might be worth doing early while our approval is still manageable. But yeah, I think maybe that is the play. We can go from 5 manufacturing to 6 for without slumber. We do lose a little bit of approval, but it's not enough to affect our numbers that heavily, so we're going to do that instead. Now, can we find another planet? We did in fact find a couple of class 1 poor worlds. Kind of lame. We don't really have much to do with our colony ship, which is unfortunate. I wish we had scanned over here, but our probe will head in that direction next, I suppose. It'll be 29 months until we can do another telescope takeover. Our probe will be out in 7 turns. We're growing in 6 months and 3 turns until this pops. We've encountered the Terrans. We will assign our scientists the task. This will start the A Way to Communicate mission. We'll get that done eventually. We have also met the Nix. Fake smile and nod. Just fake smile it. Where are the Nix? Yikes. Oh, this is going to be tough. We won't even have the ship range to get out to these stars. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's be optimistic. We're going to find something. We're going to find something over here. I believe. I believe. You gotta believe. You gotta believe. The Nix have built the multi-node beacon galactic achievement. What? A galactic achievement on turn 5, huh? Okay. Okay. I believe. A class 22 amazing world. I believe. I believe. Now we just need to get there. It's outside of our range, but that's okay. We're going to fix that in just a few turns. Now we have our very first cultural progression. Very important. If we have a look at this screen, you can see it looks a little bit different. We have a leader that we can assign. We're going to assign them to a Minister of Technology. Should have done that much earlier. My bad. That's an extra 12% as we have a nice high intelligence of 12. Let's see what other leaders we have. We want somebody with a good bit of ship range. And seeing as I don't see anybody else with a much higher intelligence, I'm going to grab this person. Now, they're a little bit expensive at 400, but we need that ship range. So we'll go ahead and put you as our Minister of Exploration. That'll give us an extra 7 ship range. Hopefully that's enough. We have diplomats, as usual. We're going to need to talk to these guys and stop this from happening, for example. We're going to need commanders eventually. Now, of our ships, there are not too many that are very interesting, except for one. The Marimando over here is a battleship. It is a battleship with 16 interceptor fighters. That makes this a very powerful ship. Plus, it has good beam attacks, 18 shields, 14 evasion with its drone sentries. Plus, its interceptor fighters also have a high evasion and a good bit of armor rating to boot. Plus, we get an extra control per battle, which is very nice. The Marimando, I think, is the most interesting ship here. Nothing else really too amazing. And all of our ships give us +1 control per battle. Down at the bottom here, we have another battleship, the Amber Grove, but nothing too special. A little bit of approval. We have Triton torpedoes, more drone sentries. Nothing too fancy. However, parties is new. Or rather an expansion to the previous system that was here. We have the political balance. 5 affiliated leaders currently shape the governing coalition. We have a 96% approval for prisms, which gets us per colony 1.5 research. Very nice. 96 approval for the Shard Guard for extra manufacturing per colony. Lattice Works is approval per colony. 0 approval over here. And deep facets for extra influence, 2.0% influence per colony, which is quite nice. And we also see what the affiliations of the different citizens are. How that plays out in future, we will have to wait and see. And then we have institutions. Institutions are places you can slot idle leaders, any extra leaders that you have over, and based on their respective traits, for example, Academy relies on intelligence, you slot them in here and it will give them XP. These will level up, giving you extra bonuses. So at level 1, this will give us an extra 5% research. At level 2, it's like 8% research or something. And you can just drop many leaders into these to give yourself boost. Now that means that leaders are now extremely valuable and extremely expensive, which means money is now extremely important. It always was, but now it's really important. With our approval being as high as it is, it might be worth it to actually do this minus 10% approval here to get 500 treasury. That'll allow us to pick up some more leaders and we can throw them into some various institutes over here. But we'll think about that for a moment. Let's talk about cultural progression, because this is very important. On this screen over here, we can change our government. We start off with the colonial charter. This is sort of the default that everybody starts off with, which is great because sharing a similar government will give you a bonus to approval with everybody else who has that government. So at the start of the game, you actually just have a nice bonus to your relations. There are 4 other different governments. We have a federation, empire, oligarchy, and technocracy, and all of these things are very different. For example, federations promote governors into presidents who lead member worlds, generate consensus through envoy delegations, and spend it to ratify accords that shape the republic. And that sounds interesting as hell to me. I'm going to go federations. There's a problem with that, however. We'll talk about that in just a moment. There's the totalitarianism ideology. Empires subjugate core worlds as vassal worlds under loyal governors. Those worlds provide standing authority which activate imperial decrees, commit while siphoning resources to the homeworld, station enforcers to maintain control. You also get a bonus here of manufacturing and HP. +5 expectations, however. An oligarchy convert unowned worlds into holdings that back investments with collaterals, matured investments, expand the portfolio, unlock specialized executive orders, and support corporation ships that establish corporation links with other civilizations. So we get extra money here and ship range and trade route value. It's very cool. And technocracy converts research and computing center output into compute spend earned optimizations in the optimizations matrix. Deliver those bonuses with optimizers and advance the singularity towards the god machine. You get an extra bit of research here. So all of these things seem to generate some form of currency that you will expend to get bonuses. Now, here's the rub. Here's the rub. In order to unlock governments, they are tied to trees. For example, oligarchy is tied to individualism. You will only be able to change your government if you are going down individualism, totalitarianism, egalitarianism, and progressivism. If you are not doing one of these 3 trees, you will not be able to change your government. Now, it's not too far down into the tree to unlock the next government, which is not too bad. But on a playthrough, you're only ever likely to maybe unlock 1 full tree and maybe half a tree, depending on how long your playthrough goes through. If you're optimizing for it, maybe you can get 2 full trees. But you're more likely to just finish 1 tree and a bit. So it's very, very important if you're looking to change your government that you know where your trees are going to be. So for example, we want to do a federation. That means we have to go down this tree, egalitarianism, at least to this point to unlock the federation, and then onto whatever else. Now that's not too bad, as we plan to do an influence game anyway, so we will go ahead and get merit. This will give us 3 free colony ships and a 10% approval boost on all worlds, which is quite nice indeed. We don't have a use for those colony ships just yet, but let's go ahead and do it because I really want to check out the Federation. We'll get there as soon as we can. Now, with these ships, there are a couple worlds here that we can colonize. This is just outside of our range, but we will make that happen. Let's use our colony ships to scout. Unlikely that they're going to find anything. We'll send one over here, and realistically, we're not really going to find anything else. We'll leave this for our probe to discover, possibly. And there's a class 2 pore that we can possibly colonize over in that direction as well. The emergency speed will give us plus 20 ship range, which can help us colonize that planet and get there a little bit faster. I think we will use this emergency speed on this guy. This guy here. Let's go ahead and do emergency speed. Boop. And now you should have the ship range to get to that planet. That'll be our first settle. Okay. We have also met the Kryn Syndicate. Smile and nod. We have met the Salazzi. And our very first survey report. Your flagship captain reports encountering a lost cargo container floating in space. After careful examination, it appears to be a device made by a long-lost civilization to find precursor technology on planets. The device is very old and in poor shape, but it could still be valuable even if it can only be used once. This will get us a tech finder scanner for +2 technology. Yeah, we'll take that. Now, Geode here has pretty good mineral input and all right tech input. Not amazing. There's the Taurians. Oh my word, they're already settling here. I don't think we're gonna get to that planet. Where's my probe? What is this? What is happening? It's the Zolazzi. That's going to be problematic. Extremely problematic start for us right here. We're basically boxed in the middle. Oh, okay. Okay. Opportunity. Not a problem. It's an opportunity. Okay, research has completed on colonial policies, an extra policy slot, Minister of Colonization, crystallization chambers for extra manufacturing, chief operations officer position, and supply ships. Leads on to a whole bunch of new stuff. We're going to want universal technology like now. Like now. We're also probably going to want to get Cave of Echoes approval and influence growth. Let's start expanding our borders. And I think we're also going to burn a little bit more control and burn the approval. We have a lot of extra approval right now for an extra 500 treasury. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to want to recruit some new leaders. We're looking for people with fairly high diligence or especially smart boys. And the Luxar can get very, very smart individuals. So let's go for 700. No, thank you. Why are you so expensive? Completes current technological research when recruited. Now we know. Now we know. Now we know why. 700 for completing a research immediately. We could just finish Universal Translator or something else. Asteroid mining is extremely important to me. Is it worth the 700? I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. 700 is very expensive, but a free completed technology right off the rip. Plus, we can use this guy. Let's go ahead and do that. Ta-da! Asteroid mining is done. Now, unfortunately, Universal Translator has dipped. Let's reroll. Let's just burn all of our stuff, right? Let's research inspiration. I don't want... It's only going to reroll 2, unfortunately, and I cannot, like, not select something, unfortunately. What if I select this and then reroll these? Yeah, I think that might work. I think that might work. Let's reroll. Yep. And let's see what's up here. Unfortunately, Universal Translator isn't here. Do we want to hard research it? I think we do. We need to start managing our relations. But okay, we get 2 free asteroid miners when we get the technology for free, which is great because not only did we get that technology out of the way, asteroid mines are extremely valuable, giving us a bunch of extra production yields, which will go straight to Geode. And to give you an idea of how valuable that is extra 1.8 to our mineral input, 1.8 to our mind, to our technology, and 1.8 to our wealth input. That actually accelerates us a decent amount. A decent amount. I think it's worth the extra investment. Now we have some other things to build here. These crystallization chambers for extra manufacturing gives +1 level to all adjacency. Our crystal structures did pop up where we wanted them to, so that's great. And we said that manufacturing is going to happen like down here. Down here, maybe? Anyway, let's start freeing up some of these tiles. That one. That's a good one, for example. That's going to be a good one. I think this tile can possibly live right here. It's a +7. That's going to be really nice when it finishes off. Let's move you to the front of the queue. Right to the front, please. Now, back to back to recruiting leaders. Get me some leaders. We would like somebody to go and start leveling up the Forge, for example, or the Academy. Eventually, the Athenium as well. So let's go ahead and recruit. Oh, I don't know. The Athenium. What do you need? Green. We're not very good at green when it comes to our leaders. That's an extra 300. Well, go ahead and pick you up. Where did you come from? Ah, right. Okay, never mind. Back to institutions. Let's go ahead and jam you into the Forge. 17 months until you get the next level. That's a good while, but 5% manufacturing is worth it. And we can always throw some more leaders in there if we wanted to. I'm not seeing anybody else here that's worth the money. We'll hang on to our cash for a second. We do need a Minister of Colonization. You have like a 0. But that'll give us approval, and we can hold off on that for now. We'll also bump our taxes to the point where we're making at least a bit of cash. I think there will do. I really don't think we're going to make it. I mean, we're going as fast as we can. It's still going to take us a number of turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turns. I think we actually abort. I'll get this planet over here just to say we have something. It's going to give 2 minerals and 3 science. Plus 5 treasury, 5 wealth, which will be very nice. And hope that we find something over here and not more players. But it's unlikely. It is unlikely. Which ship am I looking at? My probes. Alright, probe. I mean, maybe there's something down here. That's the best we can hope for. We have met the Your Singularity. We're meeting just everybody right off the bat. It's so bad for us. Alright, the probe is out. We will need a couple asteroid miners, or at least 1 asteroid miner, I think. Colony ships we're going to be okay for. I think we might go for supply ships. We do need a constructor as soon as possible to start securing the Prometheon here. Other probe, just find out what's around that star for us. Hopefully we did not make the wrong decision. Our colony ship around this red star has found nothing. Nothing. Pain. Pure pain. Pure pain. Double back. Get me that planet. I think that's a colony ship. No! 1, 2, 3. How much movements do they have? 7? They've already got it. They've already got it. No. Alright, double back. All of these colony ships, and we're not going to be able to do very much with them. That is truly, truly unfortunate. Well, we can use them to scout. We'll get Hera 3. That'll at least make our home world. Looks like we're doing a 1-planet challenge. Civilization's doing the most research. That's not us. That's not us. That's not us. God, I'm worried the AI is going to be able to abuse the crap out of this new system, because the AI tends to get a ton of money. They can buy up all the governors, all of the leaders in the world, and just plop them into these new stuff. Playing on Godlike is going to be near impossible. Hopefully they've nerfed all of the bonuses that they give on Godlike and above. But anyway, we're ahead of ourselves. Let's just keep exploring. Nothing around this star, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we're going to have to go for a big influence game, which is fine because we're doing federations anyway, but we really need to start managing our relations in a big way. Trade ships. Lots of trade ships. Trade ships with everybody. Our miner is out. Let's go ahead and secure these asteroids over here. Excellent. Next up will be the constructor. On the other hand, we are producing things very quickly. We don't need you to be an economist, be a worker, thankfully. We do want to boost our growth. Now, hopefully, a recruiting station does help us. I know we need Prometheon, but let's see. Growth in 19 months. Let's get the recruiting station. It'll set us back 100 treasury. Growth in 6 months. Perfect. Oh, a really rough start. A really, really rough start. All right, next prime is down here. Let's go ahead and just auto-explore. Clear the fog of war for me. Alright, well, what we could do is send our colony ships back to Geode. That'll give us an extra population to play around with. A celestial anomaly, a orb cracked open, pulsing with unstable energy. It bends light around it, distorting the very fabric of space. We get a fractured singularity. +3 weapon attack, -1 moves. I think we sell this. This is 7 precursor nanites, plus 350. The extra weapon attack is good, but I can use the cash. I could really use the cash. Now we have another cultural progression, but it's for collectivism where we have a discount. We're going to hang on and keep going down egalitarianism. We'll probably go for aptitude. That'll give us 15% extra on our homeworld. And once we pick up consent, we'll probably come back and get unification for the extra 100% homeworld. It's the only world we've ever known. I just want to see what's around here. There's Universal Translator. Let's start chatting to everybody. We will probably go for Hyperwave Radio next. We would like the Beacon of Babylon at some point. 3 turns on that. And then probably we'll need to think about military to start building up our forces and deterring people from going to war with us. Probably another policy slot. Wouldn't hurt though. Can we get eyeballs on this star? Well, we took like the most unoptimal route there. But I think that's close enough. I don't see anything here. I'm not surprised. Are you surprised? I'm not surprised at this point. Come home. Come home. Let's give this guy a +1 to movement to help it find anomalies faster. And we're going to be on the lookout for any way to make cash and buy up harmony crystals. Completely boxed in. Completely boxed in. However, we did finish a way to communicate. That's +10 culture points and +1 diplomacy, which you love to see. That also allows us to grab our next egalitarianist. And we did say we wanted to go for aptitude. Dignity is no good for us. Core worlds start with 100 influence and an additional 5 influence per turn. I don't think that's going to benefit us very much. And next we will get consent. All colonies generate +1 influence per month, which is not that great for us, but we do get federations. Disputed territory. Our territory contains a disputed region rich in resources. We will get +1 relations and some honor points and pacifism going up. That is fine for me. Let's pass the turn. Completely boxed in. Oh, we did not manage our relations. Let's go over here. Assuming it's our turn. Yes, let's go over here. Let's talk to everybody. Everybody's kind of liking us at the moment. Super easy at the start. At the moment, we're outside of everybody's travel range, which is good. We have good skills in diplomacy. Everybody has the same government. That's going to change very shortly, however. Supported their claim. We have a little bit of cultural difference here with the Zolotzi. The Yor and the Nyx are going to be a little bit of a problem, but let's go ahead and start trading. We would like open borders, and we will take credits. It's already at the point where they will not give us credits. Super bad. We will just accept open borders. Same goes for Solati. They will give us money. Love you. Open borders. Accept. And the Kryn. Accept. Alright, that's going to help our relations a bit. The good news is we do get to do a lot of trading. Which is good. Which is good. Now we could improve our growth as well. Improval. I think since we're a one planet challenge, let's keep growing. We'll spend 30 control, use this on Geode. A covert message is sent to all telepaths in the Empire. They are to begin an exhausting and costly ritual to amplify their power. As they concentrate, their minds begin to merge, forming a collective consciousness that reaches out across the vast expanse of space. They search for any sentient beings on Geode and begin to probe their minds. Their psychic connections remain steadfast, enabling them to subtly implant thoughts and manipulate their targets without detection, at least for the present. What should we make the citizens of Geode believe? We're going to make them all fall in love at first sight. 50% growth for 10 months. Everybody on the planet's about to get really lucky. Don't question the ethics. There is Hyperwave Radio, the coordination beacon for when we start getting extra control and influence. We can upgrade entertainment, another policy slot, the planetary beacon for more influence growth, and of course the uber strong beacon of Babylon, which we will be trying to snipe as quickly as possible. We will go for Space Doctrine, gets us another policy slot. Armed Shuttles gets us 2 free warships. I take the policy slot for Space Doctrines. Our next policy slot is going to be Cultural Patronage. We still have 96 approval, and that's going to stay that way basically forever. We can probably pump taxes a bit. Let's keep an eye on our leaders as well. New candidates have arrived. Plus 11 over here, fairly cheap. Pick them up. We don't want to go too crazy with it, however, and we'll drop you into the academy. That's 10 months until we get another research boost. There's absolutely F all down here. Go ahead and just auto survey. We're basically done. You go survey some anomalies for us. How long until we get our constructor? 2 turns. Love to see it. Ancient Arnorian alloy cache. Our scanners have detected a sealed container of Arnorian alloys floating in deep space. The materials inside appear to be remarkably durable, potently useful for ship construction. That's 3 Durantium. Very important. We could just sell that. However, we used to be able to minimize this during events. Why did that go away? Now I have to like use my brain and memorize stuff. That's no fun. I think we'll sell it. 250 money now. We need to keep an eye out for harmony crystals. Did we get screwed there? Now we made bank on that. We could buy 3 Durantium and still come up 100 credits. Thanks. Let's get the +2 technology, which we should have done a few turns ago. My bad. I'm rusty. I'm rusty, and I think this is the first time I've ever burnt like every single executive order that I have. This will give us an extra citizen, right? How many do we have here? 6. You need to be a worker, sir. Thank you. Go home. It also counts as defensive. There's our extra citizen. Become a worker. We do need to build this. This is +1 research and a bit of manufacturing, and it needs pretty good adjacency. Honestly, I think you're going to live right up here. A +4 is okay. Little crystal cluster going on. We're going to need this penumbral beacon at some point and the precursor nanites. That'll be money that we can sell. Let's reorganize this. And there is the beacon. We will want this coordination beacon at some point. It's going to live somewhere up here. I feel like this might be our beacon spot. So let's just change this to a cultural district. And we'll put this guy right there. And we'll try to buff this up. It'll be an okay beacon. Not the craziest beacon we've ever had, but an okay beacon. Let's slot this guy in right down here at the back. Okay. Great! It's the Korath clan. We sense no true hostility from you and hope it remains so. True psychic. You're not hostile. Open borders. Come on in. Come on in. 0 credits. Okay. Well, accepted. Next up, freighters. I don't know how many freighters we need, but we need a lot. At least 1, 2, 3, 4 freighters to kick things off. This guy, we're going to situate down away from our empire because we're going to surround Geode with influence generators, which means we want this guy as far away from Geode as possible while grabbing these two things. Space doctrine's about to pop. Let's get our Prometheon production going. I think this maybe here is best. There we go. Mining starbase. There's our first thulium mine. And our first Prometheon mine. Beautiful first starbase. Love it. Mining drones. Done. Alright. Cosmic pioneers. Civilizations with the most colonized worlds. I'm not even gonna. Space doctrines, however, completed. We can orbital bombard people. That's nice. Another policy slot. You'll love it. Corvette modules, the rush ability, tactical ability. Let's choose a new tech. What do we got here? I think it's going to be research districts. Nothing that we can do in order. The only policy slot we have is land exploitation. That's a lot of extra pollution for just a bit more gross income. And seeing as how important money is, I will put it in. Our approval is so good, we're actually making +12. Nigh unheard of in one of my playthroughs. We got a bunch of land filled in over here for whatever reason. I guess it was the crystallization chambers. Improves production and will expand the land area of this world by 3 tiles upon completion. Really just not that good. Where these things landed up. Maybe we'll find a use for it. Highly unlikely. But alright, it is turn 20. We have 19 research, 22 mining output. We are making money. We're on the lookout for harmony crystals. We have to go with an influence game, which is kind of good for us because we are working at getting the Federation. So I guess being at the center of everybody is perfect. The question is whether or not we can boost our relations high enough before our influence starts rubbing people the wrong way. That's going to be kind of key, which is why we don't have open borders with you boys. Sorry about that. Accept that. Also, our resource production is very bad. The AI is going to hoover up everything long before we get a chance. This is all we have at the moment. But at least our planet also has precursor nanites, which I guess is something. It's going to be possibly a very short run. A very, very short run. But okay, thank you all very much for watching. Leave a comment down below. I don't know what, just say something. But thank you all very much for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next episode. Bye, everybody.